Hello, first graders. Make sure you have your writing paper out ready to go. You are sitting up straight and tall. Your chair is tucked underneath your body and underneath your desk because you're sitting at a desk or a table. Your belly is touching your table and the back of your seat is touching your back, just like a sandwich. As always, our hand is holding our paper the whole time so that our page does not move around. Your first sound is U. Say it with me. U. Go ahead and write it on your own. Making sure you start at the dotted line. Around the bottom of the clock, pull straight down with a tiny little tent. Are both of my lines touching the dotted line? Is it sitting right on the baseline? Sure is. U. Oh, I can see that this one's floating a little bit. He's not sitting on the line. No big deal. We just cross it off and try again. U. Look at how nice and fat that is. U. 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 If you are not to the end of the line yet, go ahead and push pause. Our next sound is E, A. Say it with me. E, A. Go ahead and write it on your own. E, A. This was the one that has the E-A together, making sure my E is nice and fat and my A is nice and fat, and they should be about the same size. I can fit a clock letter in each one. Finger space. E, A. Finger space. E, A. Finger space. E, A. And if you are not at the end of the line, go ahead and push pause. Our next sound is A-O-U. Say it with me. A-O-U. Go ahead and write it. A-O-U. This is just our basic clock letter O, starting at 2 o'clock, back to 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, back to 2 o'clock, making sure it's touching that dotted line and the baseline. A-O-U. 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 Go ahead and pause this video if you are not at the end of the line. The next sound is I. Say it with me. I. Go ahead and write it. I. Remember, we're starting at that middle point or that dotted line. Pull down to the baseline, float that dot. Pull down, float that dot. I. 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 And you should be saying this with me. I. The more times you say it, the better you will have it memorized. I. Go ahead and pause the video if you are not at the end. Our next sound is E. Say it with me. E. Go ahead and write it. E. Pulling straight across, around the clock. Is my E touching the dotted line? Is my E sitting on the baseline? E. Does my E have a point on it? E. 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 If you are not at the end of the line, go ahead and push pause. Our next sound is V. My teeth are on my bottom lip. V. Say it with me. V. Go ahead and write it. Starting at your dotted line, down to the baseline, up. Down to the baseline, up. And just make sure this is super nice and pointy. Also double checking that both these arms are touching that dotted line, that we don't have one arm longer than the other like that. We wouldn't want that one. That one's a little bit too tall. Starting and stopping at the baseline and say v, v, v. Go ahead and pause it if you're not at the end of the line. And our last sound is w. Say it with me nice and short. W. Go ahead and write it. W. Just like the V, diagonally down, diagonally up, diagonally down, diagonally up. We don't pick up our pencil. Double checking that both of these sections look the same. They're both touching the dotted line and they're both sitting on the bottom line. Double checking that all of these arms are at the same height. And we say w, w, w. Go ahead and push pause if you are not at the end of the line. We are going to write 2 of our spelling words today, and we are focusing on the short U sound, so it says All the sounds of U are U, but we're just going to focus on today. The first word that we are going to write from your spelling list is the word bug. I saw a bug crawling on the floor. Bug. Fist up to finger spell. B. G. Again. B. G. Use B. Use U, and use G, J. But it's the first sound, so bug. Go ahead and write it. B. G. B. G. B. Around the clock and tuck. Make sure your B is facing the same way as mine. Is our short U. That's the first sound of U. And G. A G normally says G unless an I, E, or Y is after it. G. Did you write B-U-G, bug? If you did, give yourself a star or a smiley face. If not, go ahead and write bug now. So now what we're going to do is we're actually just going to change the beginning sound. So instead of the word bug, we're going to change the sound to r, r, rug. We're going to write the word rug. Fist up. R, ugh. And we already know what ugh is because it's in this word right here. So r, ugh. Go ahead and write it. So we're starting with r, r, r. And then I have ugh here. G. And a G says g. All we had to change was that B to an R. If you wrote R-U-G, rug, give yourself a star or a smiley. If not, write R-U-G, rug now. All right, my friends, you did a great job today. I will see you tomorrow.